Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You Getting Fucked. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today we're going to be speaking about Mr. Stephen Ryan. Stephen Ryan has a YouTube channel called Ryan Labs and a company called Ryan Labs where he does industrial equipment repair. I have a lot of respect for Stephen Ryan, not just because he believes in right to repair, not just because he speaks to his politicians about it in a convincing and useful way, but also because he lives his ethics and above all, he does not let anybody push him around. He does not allow himself to get screwed over or disrespected. When a company says that they want to flagrantly violate right to repair laws, he decides to publish the information on it. And when they say that they're going to sue him for $10,000 a day, he keeps the website up. He keeps all the information up, which is why I was happy to represent him as, just in case anybody's from a legal association is watching. I'm kidding. I'm not a lawyer, but I think I did a pretty damn good job of representing myself. The law firm that wanted to sue me for $10,000 a day and him for something similar actually fired their client. It was fun. But he's a great dude. He does not take any shit. And I love that he is a bulldog for right to repair. So he has a thermostat in his house, and he got this notice from the thermostat company, King Smart Heating Solutions. Dear Stephen, we hope this message finds you well. Please find attached a letter regarding the end-of-server connectivity support for the Atmos Wi-Fi thermostat. This letter contains important information about the discontinuation of this product and the next steps you may want to take, which includes upgrading to Hoot Wi-Fi with a discount offer. Your thermostat will still function and control heaters after May 30th, 2025. However, it will no longer be able to connect to our servers. It will no longer receive firmware updates or have remote access via the mobile app. Our customer support team will no longer be able to remotely troubleshoot issues related to these thermostat models. Apologize for any inconvenience. He had a conversation with them back and forth, and he said that since this is not going to work anymore, I'm going to paraphrase here, that it would be nice to be able to get access to the source code or firmware or whatever it is that is necessary so that other people could create a Home Assistant plugin for this so that this would be able to work for other people. The company said we're open to offering you a thermostat at a discount. We're open to offering you another one, but the way Stephen Ryan saw it is that only helps me. What about the other hundreds or thousands of people that may have purchased this product? I don't simply want something that works for me. I want something that works for everyone. And that's why I respect Stephen Ryan. Anyway, so they said, okay, let's see what I can do. I'm going to see if I can get the source code or firmware or anything like that released so that you would be able to have people that you know develop this type of plugin. And that was that. He doesn't hear back from them. And then he emails and he says the following. Hello, Brad. Any update? Wife made me turn on the breakers to the heating system. She is really not happy that she cannot control the thermostats from our large screen. She is visually impaired. I also received an email from Alia Networks when I did. And then this is a response. Push the up button on the thermostat for more heat on the thermostat. Any reasonable person can perform this task. If you need assistance with pushing the up arrow button, please contact our tech support. He just explained that his wife is visually impaired, which is arguably a disability. So he said that the reason that I purchased this product of a smart thermostat is because having a larger screen allows my wife, who is disabled, to be able to set the thermostat when she couldn't otherwise. And your response, after disabling a product that one of your customers uses to allow their disabled wife to be able to access something in their house, is to make fun of them. 2410 San Antonio Street, Austin, Texas. I'm here from 1 to 6 o'clock every day. Say that to my face, you piece of shit. Like, I don't know how else you're supposed to react here. There are certain elements, there are certain things that you could say where there is really no proper way to respond, in my opinion, or at least a way that I would understand how to respond. And you can tell me if this is emotional dysregulation or improper without smacking somebody in the face. There's no way that you broke my product. You ghosted me after I asked for assistance with that product. And then your response to my polite email is to make fun of my disabled wife. I'm trying to imagine what the response I would have to that is. And I keep going down all these different little roads in my head. Autistic people have this thing that they do where they will have like 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 different conversation trees that they go through in their head before they have certain conversations. And every single conversation tree that I'm going through, if this was a conversation that was being had in real life, and Brad Wilson said the same type of shit in real life that he's happy to say behind a keyboard, ends in him getting punched in the face. Anyway, why do I respect Stephen Ryan as much as I do? Because Stephen Ryan don't take no shit. After that man made fun of his disabled wife, he says, fuck you. I'm going to sue you. He filed in court. You're hereby notified that the above... You're hereby notified that the above plaintiff has filed a claim against you amounting to $10,000 for reasons that are stated below. I love it. I think that every single time a company takes away access to what you bought and paid for, take them to court. One of the great things about small claims court is that the filing fees are very low. And in many jurisdictions, you're not allowed to hire a professional attorney. You have to show up yourself. You're not allowed to get an attorney. Imagine if every single company that took away access to what you bought and paid for had to physically show up in small claims court. And this is what I'm talking about when I was talking about what we were doing when we showed up at the Austin City Hall. Let's say you're not allowed to speak, right? Let's say even you're not allowed to get your point across. There is a 30 to 90 second period of time. You multiply that by enough people, and then maybe the city manager will get the point across. Oh, it looks like 100 or 200 people signed up to speak on this thing. Maybe if we're going to disable them from speaking, we should say why if we intend to not go ahead with the contract. Here, something similar. It might force companies to think twice before creating products that are fundamentally disposable. If they had to have 500 or 5,000 or 50,000 people all show up at a particular date and time in small claims court. I just had an idea for a nonprofit that does nothing other than help facilitate the funding of and the filing of small claims court complaints for people who have this happen to them. Oh my God. I already have 5 orgs. I can't start. I think Stephen Ryan's going about it the right way. They took away access to his stuff. They ghosted him. They made fun of him and his disabled wife. How else are you supposed to respond? I think he's responding a lot more mature than I would. I just want to punch the guy in the face. He's doing it the way a real man would do it, properly. That's why I have a lot of respect for Mr. Stephen Ryan. He has a YouTube channel where he goes over some of the tools that he reviews and some of the stuff that he does. I'll include a link to it down below. I hope that you visit. And Stephen, I hope that you're very successful. I look forward to seeing how your case unfolds. Thank you for being a warrior for right to repair and ownership. Thank you for giving a shit about these things. And thank you for going about it in a way that I never imagined. In all the years I've been doing this, I never thought, what if every single time a company just revoked my rights of ownership, I just took them to small claims court? And what if everybody did that? How beautiful would that be? Would things change? With Steam, they had forced arbitration. And they got rid of it as soon as somebody decided to try and abuse the system and file thousands of arbitration claims because it cost them money. What if there was a tangible cost to a company to producing products that are garbage? Even if on page 87 of the end user license agreement, it says, I'm sorry, there's nothing I could do. What if there were 87,000 court cases where they had to show up and win? That's what you call a Pyrrhic victory, where you won, but the cost of winning was so high that you actually lost. Let's do this to every single company. The next time that a product that I purchased has its abilities taken away from me, and they like to point to page 87 of the end user license agreement, I'm going to reach out to every single person I can that owns that product, take it to small claims. It's one way to fight back. Another is to add to consumerrights.wiki. Check out consumerrights.wiki, where we document every single instance of an anti-ownership company. We do not have a section yet for companies that make fun of the disabled wives of people they've disabled products from, but I'm going to ask Keith about adding that category later today. I didn't think I'd have to, but the bar just gets lower and lower every fucking day. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
We also have the duty not to infringe the IP rights in the process. It is in fact the manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.